Welcome in for a trade recap. It's been a while. It's been a couple of weeks actually. We have a trade. We are actually firing back up. We've got a trade recap here on gold, $55.70 in the loss column. These are small because we are trading on a really small account, and I'll get into that details in just a second. So we are back. I have an open position, actually two open positions that we have, which we'll recap those whenever we close them out. So we got gold. We had 3 open positions this week. We've closed 1. We have 2 remaining. Gold, we ended up losing 55. So not a lot of money here, not a lot of money at stake. Really wasn't a massive, trade, but let's get into it. So I had to now log this. A couple things before we get into the gold trade. This trade was manually added. However, I'll confirm the P&Ls on the broker in a second, or on the account in a second. And we are currently, this was on a $6,000 account, okay? We have a $25K account that has yet to be migrated over from one-of-one funding, prop firm that I've been using. And I'll tell you this, as much as they've been transparent if you know where to find the information. For someone random who just joins them, they're like, yo, the email communication is pretty lackluster, just being honest. Second, they've said they're going to transfer this account for like a week and a half, 2 weeks. I don't know. It hasn't happened. And the problem is that it was a challenge account in profit. And I'm like, well, I'm like more than halfway to my target. Like, let's get going here. I want to start trading it when I see setups. And luckily, I haven't had a setup for a while, so it's actually not been a terrible thing. But now this week, I'm like, yeah, I would have liked to have my normal sizing. We haven't. It is okay. It is what it is. Hopefully by next week, we're good. Hopefully. So, gold trade. We are using a one-of-one 6K account because I purchased this, I think, at the end of January because I wanted to test out a trade copier and see how the trade copier works. Kinks going through there with a new platform, new broker. Now there's more kinks, but it's all being ironed out. So we should eventually just have our 25K account, then copy trades to the 6K account with smaller sizing at some point. But I bought the 6K account just to see and test things out. So there's that. And I bought another account, actually, another small one to test out a different prop firm to trade stocks on because one-of-one right now doesn't allow or have stocks available, which is kind of bullshit, but this is kind of what happens, as you know, when you get into the prop firm space. Either way, there's ways around it. If I got to trade my own money one day, go back to that, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'll do it. I'm experimenting as much as, other people are. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to all these things. And I think a lot of these prop firms have no idea what they're doing either. As long as they don't fuck me over, it's okay. And I haven't been fucked over yet, so we'll see. But yes, to the gold trade. So we jump over here on gold. I can actually pull it up over here in the charts. This is a trade that I entered shortly after Powell stopped speaking on Wednesday, as we had a breakout to the upside here. And not only do we break out of this downtrend, we actually broke out over this horizontal resistance that I had leveled out. We got in, we made a new all-time high, didn't hit my targets. It got close, didn't hit my targets though, and then came back down, and I moved my stop loss up just, north of this area, I think this wick, and then eventually got taken out. Could I have had my stop loss was originally down here. Could I have left it there and still been in? Yes. But after this big move up, I want to see, I could back test a bit, but I want to see some follow through, and we're not getting it, so I'm out. And that's why the stop loss hit, moved it up, and that's it. So jumping over to the, I guess this is the platform. It's DX Trade through 8cap. Above me, I know it's super small. In the top, you can see that we have an open position on the S&P 500. We have gold here, which we had bought and we closed. So 2 contracts. We went and we netted a loss of 53.42. However, there were some fees, so 55.70 was the net closed P&L. That's that, and the S&P position is open, so we'll have a recap on that whenever we close. So that's where that number comes from. I entered all the numbers in and the timing and all that stuff, but that 55.70 number, that is where that comes from. This number, and then if I jump over here, here is what the account looks like on their back end, or I guess on one of one. Technically, we're down 130 today because of the S&P's volatility, and the account's down a bit. Now, I think I did trade this account prior in the weeks prior, I believe. And I was trading with the trade copier or the trade. And the funny thing was that when I was with the trade copier, because it auto, like, I can put a percentage, like, so take my position and then make it 40% or 25%. The problem is when you scale out, if you scale out at a lot size that's like too small for this, it'll just take the entire position out. So it took me the entire position out. So I ended up losing money on a position that I shouldn't have, or that actually was a net positive on Bitcoin. But either way, this account, I'm not going to like worry too much about. Like, I'll track it in the meantime, but what's going to end up happening is once the 25K account comes back, hopefully next week, all further trades will be on that account with that sizing, and then we'll just funnel a trade copier to this account over time. So that's the plan. So not really planning to like do much with this one, just purpose of testing. But that's that. So that was the deal there. And hopefully that's helpful. So far on the month, we are technically red $20, but I haven't really had a lot of trades. And as you can see, there's only been 3 trades. So we've got another full week. So we'll see what happens next week. But it just seems like that's the case. Traveling, a lot this month. Also, there was a period of like 2 weeks I just didn't see setups. So there's that. And, it's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not like worried about it. I'm not rushing. I'll reveal this so you can see all the stats and stuff. But yeah, that's the update. That is the trade recap on gold. Hope it was helpful. I'll link to TradeZilla where I track all this stuff below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.